Right, what is going on, guys? JJ Richards here. Welcome back to another YouTube video and another gym review. Episode 18, and today we are, as you can see, Tuff V2 gym in Blackpool. And it was only a short 4 hours and about 10 minutes away from our place in Chippenham. So we're actually here because tomorrow is the FitX British Finals, so we thought it would be rude not to try and check out the most popular and best equipped gym in Blackpool. So we're going to head in there now. We're going to train some back and some biceps. I've already had a quick look online and seen what kind of kit they've got, and it looks like it's pretty much a Panatta gym, which, you know, big fan of Panatta, so I'm super excited to go in there, see what they've got, hit up a good session. Let's go. So welcome to the workout segment of this gym review video, and as discussed today we hit back, a little bit of rear delts and also some biceps. So the first movement was this hammer strength replica pull down. Now this is actually one of my favorite kind of pull down machines that I've ever used, because sometimes what happens is on these pull down machines the elbow actually moves away from the rib cage, whereas this one the elbow is really tight into the rib cage, so it really allows you to drag the elbow down and get a really good contraction in the lat. So on this one we hit about kind of 5 warm-up sets, and with my warm-up sets I start at around 8 to 10 reps, and I drop the reps right down to like 2 to 4 until I've got the weight for my working set, which was, as you can see, I think this is about 3.5 plates, and we hit a absolute all-out failure set of 6 to 8 reps. And we then moved on to doing a back off set, so we took a plate off either side, but on this one we decided to do both arms together rather than working it isometric, and this just allowed me to really force the chest up and really control the contraction at the bottom and get a nice squeeze at the top. Sometimes you can, when you're doing it single arm, you can sometimes have a tendency to kind of use a little bit of momentum from the hips, but when you're using both arms together, it takes any of that movement away from it, and it just puts all of the tension directly on the lat, because there's no way at all that you can cheat. So this one here, we've used this machine quite a few times before, and it is the Panatta bent over row. So it's exactly the same as doing a dumbbell row, and Panatta do sometimes over-engineer equipment, and you could argue that this isn't really necessary because you could just simply use a bench and a dumbbell, but for whatever reason, I absolutely love this machine, and you don't actually need a lot of weight on it. It's quite heavy, and as you can see, there is the adjustable handle, so it can move, so it does give you a little bit of play in terms of grip positioning. So the third movement, what we moved on to, again, we just did one working set on this one, was the Watson chest supported T-bar row. Now, I do love a T-bar row. It's really good for hitting that upper section of the back, and the Watson kit is always phenomenal. And again, the thing I like about this is you can see again, you've got the rotating handles, so you can adjust that grip positioning to suit your body and suit your biomechanics rather than just being in a fixed position. So we moved on then to hitting some rear delts. So on this one, we just did the good old fashioned 3 to 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps. Because I found with rear delts, it's more about volume rather than trying to do like progressive overload. I don't really see the point in trying to get strong in a rear delt fly. The aim is to kind of get as much blood into the muscle as possible and just exhaust through volume. So I really like the Panatta machines. They are really, really good. And as you can see, that most machines we use today wear Panatta. So I've actually never used this machine before. Again, same as before, Panatta, and this was the preacher curl. I am a sucker for enjoying a bicep preacher curl machine. And again, we didn't go crazy heavy because I have got a little bit of a niggle on my left bicep. So we just did 4 sets, 20 reps, just to get as much blood into the biceps as possible. Then we finished off with a V-grip, just straightforward bicep curl. Again, nothing fancy on this. Again, just high repetitions, just to force as much blood into the biceps as possible. Right then, so Tuff V2 Gym in Blackpool. Now, I'm not going to lie, when we actually went in there, I had no intentions of actually doing a gym review video because, again, I wasn't really sure the quality of the gym because I've never heard of it before because I'm not from that part of the world. However, when we got in there and we saw it, we were like, we absolutely have to do a gym review video in here because it was absolutely epic. Now, start off with the basics. So, location wise, it's actually a really good, easy to get to location. It's on like quite a new big industrial estate, so they're actually building some like new industrial warehouses. So the actual warehouse itself looks pretty much brand new. And from speaking to the owner, I believe they've been there a couple of years. They did have a previous location and then they've just relocated, I think during like COVID times. I may be wrong, but I think that's what I remember him saying. And the location is absolutely insane. And there's loads and loads and loads of parking. Sometimes that can be an issue with independent gyms based on where they are, especially like busy retail parks. But plenty of parking, which was great. And the sat-nav took you right to the front door, which is also nice. So, the gym itself, so when you get in there, you can tell that it's a very well thought out gym because I think the owner himself, he mentioned he is a designer, and you can tell because you'll probably see from the montage that when you go in there, the reception area, the seating area, it just looks really cool. I love like the wooden effect. They've got like a little like workstation bar, so they've got like the plugs there so you can sit on your laptop and do some work. Like, it looks really, really good when you walk in there. And it does kind of have that wow factor that aesthetically, it's probably up there with one of the best gyms I've been to in terms of like how aesthetically pleasing it is throughout the whole of the gym. Like, I've always said that normally like Ultraflex are quite good when it comes to like visually being impressive, and I think that is up there with that. And they've also kind of gone for like the moody greys and blacks, which I think works absolutely perfect. A lot of gyms now tend to go for like the red and black vibe, so they've done something a little bit different, and it definitely works. And if you know my wife Lucy, everything is always grey and black. So she was absolutely in awe of how nice this gym looked. So in terms of the equipment then, because that is the most important thing for me, probably about 80% of the gym is Panatta. And let me tell you, that is a good thing. So it is quite common now. We're seeing it way more often, especially over the past kind of like 12 to 18 months, where there's lots of gyms now in the UK that are pretty much packed out with Panatta. And Panatta equipment itself is very, very good equipment. It's very over-engineered. I used a few of their bits at the Arnold's, and they've got big, gigantic bits of kit just to do like a bent over bicep curl. But if you've got the space for it, they are cool, they are different. It is something that you don't typically see, because a lot of the machines, if you look at like Hammer Strength, a lot of their machines, they're quite basic, and obviously a lot of people have copied that and replicated it. So Panatta are probably the biggest brand in terms of innovation for thinking, okay, this is a movement, how can we make it a little bit different and make a machine to kind of complement that movement? So that's what they do really well. And the machines, every time I've used one, they're always super silky. They're always like super smooth and really nice to use. So you can't go wrong with Panatta. They also had some like Hammer Strength kit in there, some Hammer Strength replica kit in there. And they had a little bit of Watson, a little bit of Nautilus. There's probably a couple of other little brands in there as well. They had this leg press, which was pretty cool. I can't remember the name of the brand of that. But all in all, equipment wise, you can't really go wrong. They've got multiple bits of kit for every kind of muscle group that you want to train. They've got a really good dumbbell section as well, and the dumbbells go really heavy, as you can see by the montage. So they've got loads of racks. They've got pretty much everything that you can ask for in a gym. So equipment wise, pretty much 10 out of 10. I'm not going to lie, there's nothing in there that you would need. And also a benefit is it's quite spacious in there. So if they wanted to get a few more bits of kit in there, you could very easily, without it still being on top of each other, because it is quite spacious. So you've got plenty of room around all of the pieces of equipment. So it's really nice that you're not kind of on top of each other, because sometimes, when you go to independent gyms, they are quite small. But this one looks like it's basically 2 units, and the middle section has been knocked out and combined 2 big units together. And they've also got a mezzanine as well. So it's really, really big. So absolutely spot on when it comes to equipment. Again, we've already touched on the aesthetics as well, which is really nice. And they've also got a few added benefits in there as well. So they've got like a tanning place in there. I think they've got like a food prep company in there as well. They had like a clinic in there. And they also had like one of the little cool machines as well that makes your protein shakes, which one of my friends has just got one. So that's really cool as well. Everything you need in terms of supplements, pre-workouts, health supplements, proteins, energy drinks. So from that perspective, absolutely spot on. I don't know how much it is for a day pass, because they were kind enough to sponsor the FitX final. So anyone that was involved in that, they allowed you to go in for a complimentary guest fee, which I was really grateful for. That was really kind of them to do that. They also sponsored the FitX finals by offering some equipment so the competitors could pump up before as well, which again, very kind and very genuine. So that is also a massive tick in the box. So if you are ever around the Blackpool area, you have to go and check out this gym, because if I'm ever up there again, believe me, I will for sure be going there for another session, because it is very, very good. So thank you very much, Tuff Gym B2, for letting me go in there, letting me have a workout, and providing a unbelievable facility for people wanting to get some serious gains. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this gym review video. If there's any other gyms you want me to check out that we haven't been to yet, please drop some comments down below. Give me some recommendations. I need you to say what are the best gyms, because I'm trying to find the best gyms in the UK to go to. So please drop some comments down below. Give me some ideas, suggestions. You know full well I'm going to check them out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and until next time, peace.